Namaste. Let's begin our practice by coming into some deep breathing. If you need to start with a cleansing breath or two, feel welcome to find them. And then we'll come into a thoughtful, intentional breath. We'll see if the nasal passageway is clear today. And if it is, we'll draw the breath in and out of the body through the nose. This is our Pranayama practice, one of the 8 limbs of yoga. Maybe we'll begin to restrict the muscles in the back of the throat. So that you can create an internal humming sound for your breath. If we need to utilize the mouth, that's okay too. But we'll strive to continue this intentional breathing so that we can draw more breath into the body per moment as we inhale. And then we can have more breath leave the body per moment as we exhale. Our pranayama practice will be our anchor. It'll help us to keep the mind focused and concentrated so that it doesn't wander into the stresses of the past or the future. And in turn, it'll help us to stay present together. Seeing if you can experience this state of being and understand and cultivate an awareness of being present. So that you can come back to this place and recognize it again. And in time, it'll be easier and easier to come back to. So we're learning how to cultivate a presence and awareness of our being here now. Some of us may be choosing to also practice pratyahara. And that refers to a withdrawal of the senses. We can literally close the eyes to take the gaze within. Or by engaging your visual sense in the screen before you, we'll try to cultivate a withdrawal of the senses as we maintain one pointed concentration on the experience of this meditation. Allowing yourself to be fully present and absorbed in the visual stimuli, or maybe more particularly the audio stimuli. Tuning into the sound of my voice. And whatever other beautiful sounds we can cultivate. And then maybe we can notice ourselves transition from a state of stress, from a state of quickness, adrenaline, fight, flight, or freeze. And we can transition then into the parasympathetic state, which is one of relaxation, therapy, and healing for the body. Beginning to scan the body now. Taking your awareness to the crown of your head. Relaxing the muscles of the scalp, the forehead, and the temples, so that we can open the gateways there. And we can have a healthy flow of prana and oxygen and blood through the body now. And we can also take on the metaphysical transition as we allow the third eye center to open. And maybe then we can feel the energy moving up and down the spine as we breathe. continuing to scan the face, the lips, the jaw, and the tongue, easing the muscles there of any tension that may be lingering from the stresses of the days. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders too. We'll start to pay attention to each vertebrae that forms the spine. From our cervical spine to our thoracic spine, to our lumbar spine, relaxing then all the muscles of the torso as we surrender the spine into the floor or the bed. Taking a moment to shift our awareness to the pelvic floor, the tip of the spine, the glutes, the circumference of the hips, from the inner hips to the outer hips, from the front of the hips to the back of the hips. Paying attention and noticing if there's any lingering pain that's still in the body. If the lower back is discomforted, we want to make sure that we adjust our position, maybe with bent knees instead of straight legs, to support the lower back. If you're in bed, remembering that pillows and blankets can be used to support your body into this relaxation. And now we'll move down the legs. Quadriceps, the hamstrings, the knees, the shins, the calves, the ankles, and the feet. And checking in with the fingers and toes if we haven't already. Noticing if the body is feeling heavy at this time, or if it's feeling light. It's neat to experience that lightness of being that comes when we fully are able to relax the body and the mind. Sometimes we can have an experience where we can even feel ourselves separate from our physical form. Continuing to allow the body to relax. Continuing to invite the body to surrender to stillness and quiet and ease. The body has withdrawn from the senses of the material day. We focus on our pranayama to stay anchored here. In case we wander away. We'll take some time to explore our full potential. By taking some instruction or inspiration from the Bhagavad Gita Oracle deck. Sometimes it's challenging to receive these insights. And so we've come to a place that will allow us to tap into being open to receiving. Here it is. Beyond Scripture, Chapter 2, Verse 46 of the Bhagavad Gita. The Sanskrit. Yavan arta udapane sarvataha sampludodake tavan sarvesu videsu brahmanasya vijanata. Whatever purposes are served by a small pond are achieved by the great reservoirs of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas are accomplished by one who knows God. Quite beautiful, the artwork that's depicted here. Lord Vishnu laying on the causal ocean. Lord Brahma appearing on the lotus that grew from his navel. Chapter 2, verse 46. Yavan arta udapane sarvata sampludodake tavan sarvesu vedesu brahmanasya vijanata. Whatever purposes are served by a small pond are achieved by the great reservoirs of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas are accomplished by one who knows God.